Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle is a film back in 2005 that was released, and it was a big stoner classic. I myself love it. A lot of people do. And in 2008, they decided to release the sequel, Harold and Kumar Escape from Guantanamo Bay. And this one it's half and half. I like parts of it, and I hate parts of it. So basically, the premise is it picks right up after the first movie, and they're going to go to Amsterdam to find Harold's future love, Hope, Maria, because she's going to do modeling there. And they, of course, decide, hey, let's go find her. And then Kumar goes along because, hey, weed. And so the basically what happens is, in the beginning, right before they actually board the plane and everything, Kumar runs into an old flame of his that is now getting married to a guy that I presume they went to college with that is also kind of a doucher, but he seems to charm over everybody, including Harold, except for Kumar. Anyway, so they get on the plane and they are... they go through a security check, and Kumar, they get pulled aside because it seems to be because of racism, is what Kumar says, and he gets it figured out. So when they're on the plane and everything, Kumar decides that he's going to get high, and he goes into the bathroom with Harold, and he's like, hey, I'm not joining the Mile High Club with you. And Kumar's like, how about the really high club? And of course, so Harold leaves, and this woman who already had presumed that Kumar was a Middle Eastern terrorist, of course, now sees him smoking the weed and thinks it's a bomb, and everyone freaks out, and then they land themselves into my favorite part of the movie, when we come to meet the interrogations of, basically, Harold and Kumar are now being interrogated by the best character in the film, Rob Corddry. I don't know his name, but either way, he is an FBI agent, and he brings in this translator. Hold on. He interviews them, and he basically decides, out of racism, which is horrible and everything, he throws them in Guantanamo Bay. And then later, they meet up with Big Bob, and the whole thing is, you gotta eat a coffee meat sandwich, everybody does, because they're terrorists and yada yada. Well, they escape from Guantanamo Bay, and then back in the interrogation room, they bring in both sets of parents, Harold and Kumar's, and we see that Rob Corddry and presumably Ed Helms as well, because he's the interpreter, are both racist, and Ed Helms is hysterical in the part, and he is just, he's just great. You gotta watch the film. But, those are kind of the highlights. The rest of the film is pretty much kind of status quo stoner film. There's nothing really that jumps out about it. I mean, Neil Patrick Harris did it, of course, he's amazing. But it kind of goes downhill, really. I mean, the beginning of the film is good, and after they escape Guantanamo Bay, it kind of goes downhill. I think. The Rob Corddry scene and that stuff, he's great the whole time, but the rest of it's just kind of But overall, I do think it is a good sequel. I just think that it is not a good film, if that makes sense. I know it's kind of whatever, but I do think that it did what it was supposed to and continued the story, but I don't think it did it well. There you go. But they got some good people in there. Like, they got some nice cameos, like Beverly D'Angelo's in there, and like I said, Ed Helms, he's great. And there's some moments to it for sure, but kind of like I say with films like this, just look up the best parts on YouTube. You don't have to sit through the whole hour and a half or whatever it is. But if you do like it, that's great. I just personally was not the biggest fan of it, but there's some solid moments, so I don't know. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments, and eventually I'll probably review the third one. Take it easy.